Hi everyone and welcome to Back in Time Fiction. I can't do it if you're listening.
Go ahead.
Hi everyone and welcome to Back in Time Fiction. Thank you so much for watching this video. I am psyched to have you on my channel today. In case you are a historical fiction fan, it would be fantastic if you could subscribe to this channel. Like right now, please. On this channel, I like to discuss the novels, the TV shows, the writers, the historical figures that give historical fiction all its flavors. For example, today we are going to discuss the two Arthurian stories written by Giles Kristian, Lancelot and Camelot. If you have watched the video on my top 3 historical fiction writers, you know what I think about Giles Kristian. And if you haven't, you can go check it later. I will not say much about him here, except that he is the proof that any road can lead to historical fiction, even one starting from a boys band. Giles Kristian has given us a bunch of very good series and novels, including The Rise of Sigurd and Raven. If you are into Viking stories, I highly recommend those two trilogies, but there is a big chance you've already read them anyway. However, no matter how good those two trilogies were, Giles Kristian went a step further in his art with Lancelot and Camelot. I usually don't mention it too much, but we really got to stop here for a second to admire those two book covers because they are absolutely gorgeous, don't you think? Anyway, Lancelot, as you probably guessed, is a story revolving around the character of Lancelot. It starts from the childhood years of the characters, from the moment his noble life ends with the decimation of his family, then to his training as a warrior, mounting up to the inevitable romance with Guinevere. All the elements that make the Arthurian legends so rich are there, from the charismatic characters like Merlin and Arthur, the magic filling the air without ever being over-present, all the way to the hordes of enemies, the betrayals, friendship being tested to their limits, and so on and so on. I don't want to spoil too much here because I really want you to discover this story by yourself, especially considering that this story is well known and has been told and retold again and again. But I do want to say that it has never been told like this. So if you are a bit tired of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, do give Lancelot a chance. It is refreshing. Also, if you have read Bernard Cornwell's take on the Arthurian legend, and if, like me, you consider it to be one of the best historical fiction series ever written, you might have a bias against the character of Lancelot. He was, after all, despicable in this novel. Well, I am very glad to tell you that Giles Kristian's novel will completely change your point of view on this topic. That was nothing short of a miracle for me. I went from completely hating the character of Lancelot to admiring him in a matter of just a few pages. The second miracle in the case of that book is that Giles Kristian wrote a story revolving for a big part around a kid, something I usually don't enjoy so much. Usually I found stories revolving around kids to be a bit clumsy, but here it was extremely well done. I particularly remember a scene where Lancelot as a kid is searching a river for a sword that has been dropped in it. I don't know why, but I absolutely loved this passage. And the final scene of this book is just mwah, like gave me goosebumps. Lancelot was written as a standalone, which is why it works so well by itself. So when it was announced that there would be a sequel, it got me really curious and maybe a little bit doubtful as well. Of course, I love the first one so much there was no way I would not read the second one. Plus again, look at this book cover. Camelot is set 10 years or so after the events of Lancelot and is centered around the character of Galahad, Lancelot's son. Galahad lives in a monastery in some kind of peaceful environment, but his life changes completely when a group of old warriors comes back for him and sends him back on the path set by his father. I can hardly say which one I preferred because I really love both those novels, but I think I would have to go with Camelot, simply for the fact that magic is even less present in the second than in the first. As I said, it is not over-present in the first either, I just felt the second one to be more realistic. Now, the two books are very different from each other. First, Lancelot takes us on a journey over the lifetime of the main character, while Camelot is more of a short period of time story. Furthermore, while in Lancelot, Giles Kristian played with the Arthurian legend as we know it, in Camelot he added as much as it took from it. You get new characters, returning characters, some stories are closing while some remain open, so you know maybe there is another sequel coming, right? Giles, right? In any case, I consider those two novels to be one of the best series I've read, and not just in historical fiction. I am confident those novels would please readers, not just of historical fiction, so if you are looking for a good gift, that's the one, or the two. How about you, dear viewers? Tell me what you thought about those books. If and once you've read them, give me your comments, and don't forget to like this video if you agree with me. Now, even if you disagree with me, a like would definitely not hurt. Thank you once again for watching this video, and if you are a writer in historical fiction and would like me to review your book or maybe even have an interview with me, feel free to leave a comment or contact me via Twitter or my email maybe. I will come back very soon with more content on the very best genre of literature. Until then, grab a book and enjoy. See ya!